Hi there, and welcome to the Roughneck Minute, a Movies by Minute podcast where we go over the movie Starship Troopers 1 minute at a time. I'm your host, Johann.
And I'm your other host, Matthew.
And we start our minute at minute 76. This starts with Sugar giving Dizzy some perspective, and ends with her squad rushing in to help the rest of the Roughnecks.
Yeah.
So, Matt, where do you want to take it off on this one?
Oh boy. I mean, Watkins just straight up says not much to look at when you wipe them off your boot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where basically our minute starts. It's nuts because Watkins is just covered in bug juice. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
And he's just looking at Dizzy and be like, I mean, no big deal killing him.
Yeah, it is pretty gross. Because right at the end of the last minute, it's basically like a hose of blood just like shooting out at him.
Yeah.
And he's like screaming as like all this bug goo is just shooting right at his face.
I think he even called it a stupid sack of maggot puke or something like that.
Yeah.
Something along those lines to make sure that it didn't, get too hard or get too R on that one. He could have said a lot of other stuff.
Yeah. I mean, this is very good like PG language that he's throwing out.
Stupid sack of maggot puke.
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Like, you son of a gun.
It kind of reminds me of the whole entire the game in Hook where they're just, you're a maggot burger with extra flies on the side.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of a little bit.
Yeah. So there's all this bug goo on his entire left side. There's only some bug goo on Diz, which is going to come back.
Yeah, it is going to come back.
But like at 1504, he kind of tries to make eye-to-eye connection with Diz right before he says this line. But that face just doesn't look right. That does look like pea soup.
It really does.
It's just, ugh. You don't want to make eye contact with a face like that. Sorry.
He's all kind of creepy and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Is the actor Seth Gilliam correct?
Yes.
Seth Gilliam. That face. That could haunt babies.
I mean, he just looking at her nonchalantly as well too. He's just like, not much to look at when you wipe them off your boot, huh?
Yeah.
Want to go mudding after this?
Yeah, but that face, and she has this look of just horror in his face, just like something is not right with this guy. But yeah,
I mean,
she did get a little splashback on the bug goo, but that's where it comes back on like how much is on Diz right now. Not a lot, but it will come back eventually. That's why I wanted to point it out.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely saw that as well too.
So, yeah, she looks at the corpse after she's looking at Watkins, and I'm pretty sure it's one of those that come to mind. Like which one was the bad guy?
Honestly, I don't think any of them are the bad guy in this scenario.
But you know what I mean, though.
Yeah, like which one's the sane one, which one's the insane one, kind of thing.
Yeah, because when you look at what he did, it's just like this isn't like the tendency of someone that's just trying to protect the world. This is a tendency of a madman.
I mean, but again, that's probably what they want. I mean, I don't know if you ever listened to it, but there was a podcast a while back called Sergeant Goldenthroat. Okay, so Sergeant Goldenthroat was a regular contributor of Creepypasta on
Last podcast?
Yes, last podcast. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And it was like, if you remember, he did one where it was a World War II or World War I creepypasta where something was attacking German soldiers on their line. And it was creepy.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, he had his own podcast. And there was one episode. It's only like 6 episodes because I guess he's an actual military guy and he got in trouble, which kind of like makes it really cool.
Yeah. Oh, I
But
remember this story.
yes, so but there was another story that he did during his podcast, which he was talking about. There was a initiative by the British government that was saying in the event of like a nuclear disaster, people who are more inclined to take order or to give out justice and everything are going to be like psychopaths, people who basically don't take life into matter that much, and how they would do a lot better in those situations because they can function where a normal person who, cares about a lot of stuff wouldn't function. So Watkins kind of seems like that. Like maybe he's going to be in the military for life. He's probably not going to get out. He probably doesn't want his term to end kind of thing. He's probably set.
Okay, I see what you're coming from on this.
Yeah, I don't think Watkins can honestly be in a normal society. He's probably got those, homicidal tendencies.
Yeah, I wouldn't see him as going around killing people, but I can definitely see him as that barfly that drinks to keep the demons at bay type thing.
That's what I'm thinking.
So, yeah, Watkins, you're just not a good person.
He's okay.
He's a good soldier.
He's definitely a good soldier.
But possibly when he's done with his term, like, he wouldn't know what to do with himself.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking too. Like, he's going to be one of those guys yeah, exactly. He's just going to be one of those vets that just hangs out all the time. Is like weary about the old days where he can kill bugs as many as he wants. Well, Rico then, kind of brings everyone out of it and says, bug hole.
Yeah.
He's letting us know that there's a bug hole.
Yeah, he's just real casual, but it's like, I know it's tense right now, but bug hole.
let me interject real quick, guys, because I know something's going on. There's a bug hole.
Yeah, it's like being at the table with mom and dad yelling at each other, and dad just hit mom, and mom put a knife to dad's throat, and you go, "Pepper, please."
Please.
I mean, not as bad, but it's just like, all right, let's continue with our lives now.
It reminds me of an episode where in Breaking Bad where Jesse goes over. I don't know if you've seen the whole entire series, have you?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, where Jesse goes over to Walt's house and they're hanging out, and him and Skylar are having like a discussion, and he's just sitting there drinking like intensively because he doesn't want to say anything.
Yeah, okay.
It's kind of like that. Like, I don't want to say nothing, but yeah. So after that whole entire bug hole incident, or when Rico tries to make everyone chill out, Watkins decides to shoot it again.
Yeah, he takes, I think it's like 3 shots, like a quick burst, right into the bug.
Jeez, man. I mean, we get it, but come on.
Yeah, and it's just a quick spray of more bug guts flying out in his direction.
Jeez.
The only thing that seems weird is after the shots, like there's a spray, but then there's like an extra bit of spray that shoots right at him. It just seems a little bit weird. Like, wait, where'd that one come from?
Yeah, I was wondering that too. Like, oh, is this like, did he find a pocket of juice somewhere in there?
Or a squib that didn't go off in time?
I think it went off perfectly, actually. I honestly think it went off right on time, and it was just kind of a weird thing.
Yeah, okay. So we're at 1517, and they're walking up towards this. Obviously, looks like a CG hole on the side of a mountain.
Yeah,
like that. That does not look very real.
No, it really doesn't.
It looks really fake, Matt.
I understand. I'm just
like the shading isn't right. It doesn't even look like it's in the right angle of the mountain. It doesn't look right, Matt.
hey, we're on a different planet. I don't even know how many light years away from Earth, but who knows how bug holes look, okay?
It doesn't look right, man. I don't know. So, did they pass next to a bug here with some holes in the leg? That's not the same bug they were looking at, was it?
No, what I'm thinking of is if this bug has holes in it, it may have been shrapnel.
Yeah, but there's no burn marks like the other. So I'm wondering if maybe another troop took care of it while they took care of theirs.
Yeah,
But
maybe.
I don't know. I'm just wondering where it came from. But one thing I noticed on the leg, it looks uh like bark, like
Okay,
tree bark.
yeah.
Like it has that pattern of like where the eye or the knot of a branch was and everything. Doesn't look like the other ones. Maybe it was done quickly.
Maybe.
It just doesn't look like the other bugs.
No, and also again, we're this is coming up a lot more now. But maybe they just didn't think that we would be going over this minute by minute. And they were
Yeah,
like, it'll be fine.
they should have thought ahead of time.
They should have. I mean, if you okay, nowadays guys, if you're planning on a major motion picture release or even a non-major motion picture release, think about, hey, what if two doofuses in the future are going to go over our movie minute by minute? We should probably do something about that.
Yep, we're making the world better this way.
Yeah, might as well.
Yep. All right. So they're looking at this bug hole, they're surveying it. Trump, I guess like they're approaching it to make sure that what doesn't happen actually happen, which is all these bugs come out. Which is most likely going to happen. They're going to protect the bug hole from any intruders. Most ants do that. You pour a little bit of water on it, or you push down on the ant hill. All these bugs start coming out to try and fix everything.
See, that's what I'm wondering about right now, though. Too. I mean, if this bug hole survived this explosion, why aren't there more bugs outside right now?
Maybe they chill a bit until they count out. Like, all right, let's wait for the thunder to be a little bit more distant than the lightning, and then we'll come out.
So you're saying they're going to be counting Mississippi's?
Yeah.
Okay. That works.
It would make sense. Like, you don't come out immediately.
I was, now that I think about it, it may be another thing where they'll do exactly what you're doing as well too, but some of them may have been destroyed or killed on the outside, and now these bugs are like, whoa, we heard something really big outside. Let's see what's going on outside, and whoa, it's humans. Let's kill them, kind of thing.
Yeah, but that's the sort of thing that happens when people come out of their storm shelters in the middle of a hurricane. They get stuck in the eye.
Okay.
And then we hear those stories, and it's like, oh, well, yeah, why'd they come out when they're in the eye of the storm?
Man.
Because remember, when it gets really quiet, that's when you have to be really aware, because that means you're in the eye of it.
Mm-hmm. Well, a hurricane anyway.
Yeah. So if it gets all of a sudden quiet, you definitely want to just stay inside and wait it out just a little bit longer. So they give him the call to Rico to nuke it.
Yep.
So the trooper that's been holding onto the nuke the whole time hands his only weapon to Johnny.
Which is the launcher, yeah.
Yeah. Why didn't he, I thought that's his, weapon.
Eh.
Well, I'm thinking in the, let's say this, if you played the new XCOM, you have the guy the heavy, he's got the rocket launcher. He doesn't follow around the guy with the rifle, and when he needs to launch it, he uses his action point to give the gun or the launcher to someone with a rifle to have him shoot it, no matter the rank.
Hey man, that's XCOM.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just wondering why this guy didn't do it. But I mean,
because Rico is our hero.
Yeah,
come on.
It makes for a good movie, but you could have Rico loaded for him.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because he's not going to walk around with a loaded rocket launcher.
Too true.
He's going to walk around with the rocket launcher. And then the ordnances are obviously strapped elsewhere. So Rico could grab it loaded for him, pat him on the helmet that he's good to go, and the guy shoots it. You can still have Rico in the shot.
Yeah, but this dude's a nameless dude who hasn't probably fired a nuke before. Rico's fired a nuke on Clendathu. He's done it. He knows how to do it.
Hey, he's part of the Roughnecks. I'm pretty sure he's done this 3 or 4 times. I'm giving a lot of credit to the Roughnecks because they are elite.
Okay.
So I'm assuming this guy should know how to fire a nuke. I'm just saying he should have been the one to launch the nuke instead of Johnny. Johnny could have loaded for him.
I agree. I completely and totally agree. One thing that kind of reminded me though, when you said that they're elite, and when we were talking about the other movies on Monday, I completely forgot. But remember a couple episodes, maybe 3 or 4 episodes back, we were talking about how there's only a few branches of the military, how there could be like a Delta Force maybe or something.
Yeah.
There are actually there are actually MI Marines, and they're only in Starship Troopers 3.
What?
Yeah, so they're basically the same thing as the MI Cap Troopers, but they have green on their helmet. So that's how you know they're Marines.
Oh God.
That's it.
Yeah, we're not doing those movies.
We're not going to do those movies.
I was just kind of on the fence a little bit after thinking about it for a bit. Like, maybe we should do something. No, I think we can just do like a podcast bonanza of just watching the movies.
I am totally and down for watching that movie once, talking about it with you for about an hour and a half, and leaving it at that.
Yeah.
If anyone else wants to do anything like that, they have our permission to do. I mean, hell, if you want to get into the Roughnecks with us, if you really want to get into the movies by minute scene with us, start up, Starship Troopers 2, Heroes of the Federation minute by minute. Go for it. We're allowing you to do it.
Yeah, because we're not going to touch that with a 30-foot pole.
Hell no.
It's not minute by minute. I'm sorry. I just don't think it's worth it. I'd rather just do another thing at this point.
Yeah.
Because I love Starship Troopers. It takes a lot of time to, like, out of our schedules just to do something that we love. It's just going to be too laborious to take some time out to do something that we don't really have a lot of emotional investment into.
Man, just kick them all down. Why not?
I'm sorry.
It's okay, man.
I'm sorry.
I feel the same
I'm
way.
sorry. It's just I'm sorry, guys.
So sorry.
So, all right, let's continue on with the minute.
Okay.
So, Johnny calls out the fire in the hole. They nuke the hole. It's going down. This is actually a really cool effect. I like this.
I do too. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So first off, there is the boom that comes out. Love that. Then there's the backdraft of all the fire just escaping towards a point of exit because of oxygen, etc. And then the best part is the ground ripple.
The shockwave, yeah.
I love that. That is
Me too.
so cool. That was I didn't know about the shockwave when I was a kid, when I saw this movie. But watching this movie and having that was amazing. To me, I was just like, this is the first it's ever been done. I've never seen this before. It's amazing. So this was my first thing about like the shockwave being a thing, other than the Transformer. Really, it is. Really, I didn't know about shockwaves except for the Transformer. I knew of the word, but I never saw it in context of what it could possibly be. And this was the first time I saw it, and it blew my mind how awesome this was.
Okay.
Like, that's so amazing. I love that. So great. But
I really want to find an animated GIF of that shockwave and put it as on our Facebook group as well too. Just that. I love the sound of effects too. So shockwaves wouldn't like usually do like that kind of like stepped shockwave either. It would just go shoot and go through. But I love it because it's just going boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, it's in sections. I dug that. It made me feel like different parts of the cave were collapsing at that point.
Okay, that makes a little more sense.
That's kind of why I liked it, was just that it felt like certain sections are falling apart. It made it feel like the destruction of that bug hole was more continuous than just one big collapse. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I liked it. I mean, it's obviously movie magic. That's not what it would look like if a shockwave were to hit. a little bit be more instantaneous, but I loved that effect. One thing about this scene is that's not how it was written in the script. Because remember, we've always been touching bases with the fact that marauders are supposed to exist in this script, and it just wasn't in the movie.
Yeah. Tell me more. Tell me more.
Would you like to know more?
I would love to know more.
Tell me more. Tell me more. Was it consensual? Anyways, so the way this scene was done was they noticed the. All right. So let me backtrack a bit. The whole scene with killing the bug with Watkins didn't exist. Right after the attack fighters go across, they do see the bug hole as the marauders are touching the ground. They pump the hole with gas rounds, so
Okay.
it starts to fill up with some sort of gas. Johnny comes in, says fire in the hole, and he fires off a high explosive, or possibly it says it's an HE round, but
High explosive.
it could be an incendiary round because it's also going to, what it does, burn all the air.
Ah, okay.
Which it is cool, but because there's no marauders, this isn't done, and they just nuke it like they've been doing everything else. Because the nuke, the tactical nuke that they have in this movie, isn't in the script with the marauders. They have different ordinances and weapon cycles. They hit the wheel a little bit more of what they can use.
Okay.
So the explosion collapses the entrance to what they say is the Bug City. So this part in the movie, I thought is a little bit better than what was in the script.
Yeah.
So
I'll agree with that.
Also with the script, we also only read it pace by pace with the minute. I haven't read the whole thing at this point. I know that's pulling back the curtain a little bit, but I'm also at this point not sure if using the gas round pays off later on. There's a couple instances where I think it may pay to have this shown, but as at this point I don't know, so I just don't see that this one is a better scene than the one that we actually have in the movie with the nuke, which is kind of cool.
I like the idea of them having gas rounds, that they have multiple weapons compared to just one or just a couple of them, you know?
Yeah.
I like that. That's the only reason, though.
Yeah, but remember, they thought they were only going against dumb bugs. So they only had
True.
one weapon. They didn't have to try and create like a net or a taser fire or anything like that. They're just like, all right, just use bullets to shoot them because they're just going to funnel in like morons.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, so I can understand why they only have the armor piercing bullets with the sabot shotgun round. Because I guess they assume that all bugs are going to come at you like in a triangle formation. You just mow them down with your bullets.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why there can be that instance like, why do we need different types of ammo to kill one thing that's so dumb coming to you? After the smoke starts to clear or the dust starts to settle, there's something that he hears on his headset. Johnny does.
Mm-hmm.
And says, we need you guys over here. We could use some help.
Okay.
That's what it says in the script. I can't really make out exactly what she says, but it just sounds like she's in trouble.
Yeah. In the movie, you can't really hear what she says, but you see him listening into his headset, and Watkins just going, move!
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing I can kind of hear is it sounds like she says, get over here.
Yeah.
And then Watkins just yells out, move.
Which makes sense. I mean, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So, I'm not exactly sure where this plays through on anything. I don't know if it's a sort of a training exercise, but when you're a referee and somebody creates an infraction, what you do is you point at them with your entire hand. You don't point with a finger. Yeah. And I notice he does the same thing. So I'm not sure if this is something that's being taught in, I guess, like in armed service training on how you give direction. Like you don't point at someone, or you don't point at a location, you just kind of use your hand to point, like go over there and be in more detail of what you're doing. So I'm not quite sure where that translate happens or where he learned to do that.
Well, I don't know if it's going to help at all, but I learned pointing is rude.
True.
So
but
I use my hand most of the time.
But if you're pointing in a direction, that's what I mean.
Okay, yeah.
So, but after he yells move, here's the thing that we were pointing out. Diz is covered in bug juice all of a sudden.
Yes, she is.
Like half her helmet is just covered in bug juice, and it seems to have just let's see, glazed her helmet. Like there's no, like at first it was just a couple of like trickles of bug guts or bug juice. Now it's just like half her helmet, like right down to half. Like she is Two-Face Diz, Two-Face bug juice Diz. So that one is a continuity error. I mean, it's not big, but it's something I noticed, like not at here, but later on, definitely in the next couple minutes where they're all standing around. It's just like, wait, she didn't have that much bug juice on her.
No, it is really, really strange. I mean, especially now that we're getting to the scene as well too, because the bug juice is almost dry now.
Yeah, it's definitely baked on, and it's actually the same for Watkins. Like it's definitely like it's gone through the kiln.
Yes,
like the whole helmet is green. Parts of his armor that was covered in bug juice isn't covered anymore. His right arm that was away from the bug is covered in bug juice. The left arm that was at the bug isn't covered in bug juice. I just thought that these were just pretty glaring continuity errors, and it's the only one in the movie that shows up that did bug me a bit.
I'm absolutely loving it that we're calling it bug juice.
There's no other term for it.
No, there really isn't. I mean, viscera.
We can call it blood, but it's not red. You know, it's that whole thing. So I've been pretty comfortable calling it bug juice because it's a good reference to what it is. Just it coming from the bug. And then if it's from a person, we call it blood. That's fine. But
are we going to call blood human juice?
We could.
Yeah.
All that human juice is flowing. No, that sounds gross. That sounds like it could be almost anything. All right, so blood is one thing, bug juice is another thing.
Okay.
So he yells out move. They're all running across. Seems like they've gotten into a bit of a row with some live warriors here.
Yeah.
Okay, so our troopers come around from around a ridge here, and you see about 3 warrior bugs on the right, and I'm counting about 4 on the left of the screen here of all the warrior bugs. So they've definitely been overrun while they've been taking care of a bug hole and 1 bug.
Slightly, yeah.
So there's a couple of troopers that look... it's one of those things that we've been talking about. Sometimes the extras don't exactly know what they're doing. Because on the back here, on the left-hand side, they're kind of just shuffling around flat-footed. Like they don't exactly know what they're doing. The right side looks like they're actually finding a bug. And I see 3 troopers that are just running around with guns in the air. It's kind of funny.
Yeah. I like how in what we'll get into it on Friday as well too, but we see on this minute right now that the Roughnecks are kind of in the middle of the bugs right now. Like there's bugs around them on the left-hand side and the right-hand side. So it does look like, they're kind of surrounded a little bit, but that'll change in a minute.
Yeah. I don't see one of those bad-looking bug holes, so I don't know where they came from. But they have been creating their own cavern work around the bottom of the surface, so maybe they came from there. But yeah, like you mentioned, there is a little bit of foreshadowing with the rumble on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my favorite moments is going to be coming up soon. So that's where the minute ends. You have anything else to add on to here, Matt?
Other than, as I've been looking back at that bug hole, it doesn't look that bad.
It doesn't look very good either.
No, it doesn't.
It looks like it could have been pasted onto any surface, and that's the way they created it.
You know what it looks like? It looks like Walt Disney created it in the 1960s, and they haven't changed it since.
Yeah, it does look. It looks so bad.
It's fine.
All right. So where can they find you, Matt?
They can find me at AltTabMatt pretty much anywhere on the internet, from Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, LinkedIn. Why not?
Yeah, did you add that in your description? Because that would probably get it to pop up.
Yeah, I did.
All right. So you guys can find me on Instagram and Twitch at JDASHD26. You can also find me on Twitter at OMG it's Johann. I think recently I just put up a video highlight of my first play of the game with Mai on Overwatch.
That was a pretty good play of the game. You were playing May.
Yeah. Is it May or Mai?
May.
May.
I say May.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was doing Mystery Heroes, and you're supposed to hold the objective, and I didn't die for 2 rounds with her, so I was pretty impressed because I don't main as her.
Yeah, I mean, we might have to now. You were pretty good.
Yeah, maybe. All right. So you guys can also follow us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and YouTube. Please like and subscribe to all of our channels. Visit our website at theroughneckminute.podbean.com for show notes and back episodes. You can also follow us on Twitter at roughneckmin, M-I-N. You can also continue the conversation on our Facebook group, the Roughneck Minute Billet. Let me know what you think of those bug holes that were pasted onto the side of that mountain there. And I've been your host, Johann.
And I've been your host, Matthew.
See you on the bounce, troopers.